right. Man, it's pretty windy here today. I've been fighting this headwind for the last 20 minutes. But it's exciting too, this weather getting warmer here in the Northeast. You can enjoy your ride a little lot more, you know? It's like I'm like a kid in the candy store. And you know, warm weather hits and you're sitting there looking out the window and looking at on your phone and looking at the weather like, oh, it's gonna be weather good tomorrow, boys. Tomorrow's my day off. I'm gonna ride all day if I can. The red light. Okay. It's one of the things I see a lot, and I see videos on and off on YouTube. Give me 1 second here. I got a red light. You know, when you're transitioning from standing riding to seating, you're almost squatting. You're not actually sitting down like a normal chair. If you sit like a normal chair from standing, you're going to sit behind the wheel. So you're gonna kind of squat or almost kneel at the same time. And that's one of the I see a lot of videos where the guys, I could start riding from seated position and stand up, but I can't go from standing up to seated position just yet. It's something you gotta practice all the time. It's something you do routinely. Once you do routinely, it'll become automatic. And that goes like anything else. Once you practice on a regular basis, it becomes second nature to you. But it's something to get used to, especially if you're you gotta be very careful when you're transitioning from standing to seated, because while you're riding, you're not paying attention to a hole, a pothole, anything. So that could, you know, change the game of safety. So before you go from standing to seated position, some guys are just pros, like I've been doing it for several years now, so it's easy. And I can sit and stand anytime I want. And at certain speeds, but I always tend to go seated riding on low seat when I'm riding slow. Give me 1 second. All right. About 30, 40 miles an hour right there. So I tend to go seat riding when I'm slow. When I'm going slow, you know, 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour, I stand up and seat at about that speed. Some guys can do it faster, you know, which is fine. But for me, safety, because when you're going transitioning, you introduce a wobble, very easy, because you're now tippy-toeing. Your feet go from flat stance to almost tippy-toe when you're going seated until you get your feet comfortable, and then you get use your toes to balance. But then you go from seated to open leg sometimes, and then I close my leg when I'm steering, turning, and I squeeze the wheel just to do a quick turn or a sharp turn. But normal riding, I'm seating my legs open, you know, I'm just cruising, so everything's relaxing. But the whole time, you know, you're balancing yourself with safety, that's all. But like right now, I'm going about 10, maybe 15 miles an hour. You know, videos deceive you. You can go 20 miles an hour, and it almost seems like the videos show that it seems like you're going even faster. And that's just deceiving on the video itself. Once again, I got a habit of stopping at the red lights. And that's predominantly reason behind that is because nowadays, people don't use signal lights to warn you they're going to make a left or right. It's just scary because, you know, you come approaching at an intersection with a green light, and there's my moving along, and this guy right behind you on your left decides to pass you. No signal light. He just decides to do an abrupt right turn to beat you to the corner. That's not a pleasant feeling. So when it comes to intersections, when it comes to red lights, I know to stop. And if it's a local road where there's not a lot of traffic, I like to slow down and take off. Most of the time, you're going to see me stopping. It's the safest thing to do. I can go faster seated riding than standing. Standing introduces wobble, especially when you're braking. You know, when you're standing on the wheel, your stance is never even. Your foot is not perfect. I ride my wheel left foot forward, right foot slightly back. It's just like riding a skateboard. It's something I can't get out of. I try to go straight, put them both feet straight, it just doesn't work for me. So my right foot's my throttle leg. My left foot's my throttle leg. My right foot's technically my one I put the brakes on first before the other one reaches the brakes. So if you're going fast and you put one brake first in the other on one side or left, you'll make the wheel wobble. Hello. So the faster you go, the faster you put brake, you introduce wobbles easier. That's just the nature of the wheel until you get used to it. I'm going to call it a day. I cruised around somewhat, about 10-15 miles. Not a big ride today. Good enough to get my feet wet on a nice warm day. But at least just want to go home and relax. School is going to let out soon, so the traffic is going to be horrendous with the school kids picking up, and I live by about 5 schools. So the traffic is going to be the double park and everything, so I'm going to beat the 3 o'clock traffic here in a minute. So let me put my camera down and we'll talk soon.